Who's ready for another NBL Live Super Show? 2 games live at once here on this Wednesday. We appreciate everybody tuning into NBL Live Broadcast 255 here on the NBL Network. Before we get there, we of course have our NBL Live pregame show brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3KS.com. They do so much for our NBL Network across the entire network for overlays, graphics, things you see here. Web3KS.com has helped us out so much. Big shout out to all business over at Web3KS.com. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for affordable price, hit up Web3KS.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get 15% off your entire order. Web3KS.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everybody out there. I'm OSU, your NBL Network Director. I'm hanging out with the commissioner of the NBL. It is Bomber. Bomber, broadcast 255 here on the NBL Network. And sort of the fun part about the NBL Super Show is you get to see some teams you don't usually see on NBL Live, and tonight we've got really, I think, 3 of those teams, Steelers, Giants, and the 49ers. You don't see a lot of them on NBL Live, but the Super Show, it lets us show some matchups, and hopefully we got 2 great games tonight.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see a couple of these teams. The Seahawks are starting to rock and roll. They had a big win this season over the New England Patriots. They're sitting at 4-3. The Pittsburgh Steelers are getting it done. They're beating the teams that we always thought they should beat. They're finally getting it done now. The New York Giants are starting to rock and roll. Crins was on auto at the beginning. He came back from a vacation. He's rocking and rolling. And Darth Ben, well, going to be a stepping stone for the Seattle Seahawks as they're trying to win this division this season. I don't see much coming from San Francisco, but we will have a great game. What do we have on the left side? Is it Giants Steelers on the left? I'm trying to get my bearings straight
The
here.
left side will be the Seahawks and 49ers.
All right, Seahawks 49ers on the left. On the right side, that's going to be the right side for you. That's the great side for it to be on. If you look anywhere, just start looking right because you got Timbo taking on Cringe, Steelers versus Giants. I expect that to be a really good game.
Let's take a look at the players to watch for today's game. Broadcast 255 here on the NBL Network. Starting off with the matchup between the Giants and the Steelers. Bomber for the New York Giants. The guy that makes this whole thing rock and roll is Odell Beckham Jr. We know how good Saquon Barkley is in the ground game, but when the Giants are passing well, it seems like their offense hits another level. He's got 24 receptions on the year, 415 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Bomber, do you agree or disagree? Do you think that this New York Giants team is going to have to pass the ball effectively against the Steelers defense, or do you think it's all going to come down to that running game with Saquon Barkley?
I like the offensive weapons that the Giants have. Obviously, a top 3 halfback in Saquon Barkley, a top 2, top 3 wide receiver in Odell Beckham. They also have Thomas Logan, and Evan Ingram's probably a top 3 tight end in Madden as well. They have a lot of weapons, but I think more importantly, what's going to be valuable tonight is going to be the turnover differential. If they just do not turn the ball over, and Josh Allen does a great job adjusting to this new offense and does not turn the ball over, I think they walk away with the victory tonight. But I think it's more based on turnovers as opposed to who's going to come out and show out tonight, because the Steelers really get rolling when you start throwing them the ball. If you can just really hold on to the ball and manage the ball and just be okay with punting the ball and playing some defense, I think they'll be able to come away with the win tonight fairly easily.
And big shout out, by the way, to Gibbs in the chat with the 2 months of subscribing, and the old man of the NBL, play a partner, 10 months of subscribing. Appreciate it, my friends. Appreciate everybody out there tuning in tonight who's subbing or following or just hanging out with us. On the other side for the Pittsburgh Steelers, how about what Juju Smith-Schuster has turned into, Bomber? 28 catches, 572 yards, and 5 touchdowns, averaging 20.4 through the air. Everybody knew how talented Juju Smith-Schuster was, but he's really turned into that number 1 weapon for a Steelers offense that, you know, at the end of the day, they're not going to light you up points-wise, but they seem to be, especially this season, Bomber, very methodical with their offense. They're going to try to kill you with 1,000 cuts. They're not going to try to hit you with these big plays. They're just going to try to work their way down the field and find 6 each and every drive.
Yeah, Juju has become the number 1 wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Season 3 of this Madden 19, NBL Season 35. Overall, through 5 Maddens already, you look at Juju Smith-Schuster, you compare him to Antonio Brown, nothing really says, well, Juju should be the number 1 guy, but he's just performing on the field. And I think more importantly, what's separating these guys is you got 3 guys at the top, James Washington, Antonio Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju's got 28 receptions, Antonio Brown sitting at 22, and James Washington at 24, but Juju's got 572 yards, and the rest are stuck somewhere between 350 and 375. What's separating him is the yards after catch ability, and Juju just seems to have his Juju juice. He just seems to be getting down the field after he catches the ball, making defenders miss, and that's what makes him electric, and that's why he has half of the passing touchdowns on this whole team. He's got 5 out of 10 that Jameis Winston has passed this season.
Big shout out to Z-Star in the chat with the 9 months of subscribing as well. For our other game, The Seahawks and the 49ers. Let's start off with the Seattle Seahawks and Frank Clark on the defensive side of the ball. Bombers having a nice start to the season. 14 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 7 sacks. And I think for the Seattle Seahawks, Bomber, I think today their game plan has to be to get aggressive against a San Francisco 49ers team that hasn't really been tested a whole lot. Yes, they have a couple wins on the year, but this team struggles when you start bringing pressure. This team struggles once they start panicking, maybe forcing some turnovers, and Frank Clark's going to be a big part of that chaos they're hoping to bring against the 49ers.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense needs to come up big for Seattle. Frank Clark's got to get pressure. His defensive line's got to get pressure, and the secondary's got to be ball hawking out there. I think they can get some turnovers early, and this might be just a route to a blowout early in this game. NBL Live broadcast 255. We might see 2 blowouts tonight, but I think the real story that we're going to walk away with is how Seattle is going to just completely dominate this NFC West this season. We've seen messages in the chat from other members of the NFC West saying, Seattle, what are you doing? We don't do winning records in this division. That ends this season. I think Seattle comes away. I looked at their schedule. I see them going 11-5, 10-6 actually.
Big shout out in the chat, Deca Dog in the chat saying OSU to go. Good to see you, Deca Dog. Happy holidays to you and your family. On the flip side, for the San Francisco 49ers, it is the big mouth himself. It is Richard Sherman. 18 tackles on the year, 4 deflections, and 1 interception. Bomber, I think the question everybody is looking for the answer to right now. You see the San Francisco 49ers. This isn't a team that has no wins, 1 wins. They've got a couple wins under their belt. I think the question that everybody is wondering, are the San Francisco 49ers team for real, or is this just a pretender team who's been able to sneak into a couple wins early, but this may be their ceiling?
I think they're at their ceiling. I think they got off to a nice start. They beat a couple teams early in this season that we didn't expect, but right now they're coming back to reality. And I would quote
Snap
the 8
back
Mile
to reality.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Exactly. In the most swagless way, OSU is lyrically reading one of the better movies of 2002.
Mom Spaghetti! I'm so excited.
The San Francisco 49ers, you look at their team, OSU, they're 28th in points scored. They're 28th in points allowed. They're scoring 13 per game. They're giving up 26, and they're 3-4. You're probably saying, how? Well, it's kind of like fantasy football. If you have a really bad team, but the people you play have a really bad week, you might be at 3-4 in this record, but you have no points scored. Kind of like who's in our league that's doing that right now? The NBL Fantasy Football League. What's his name? Oh, Cougs. That's right. He's got 1,000 points and he's got a winning record somehow. And nobody understands why. Well, he's kind of the San Francisco 49ers in the NBL are kind of the Cougs of fantasy football. They're not scoring a lot of points. They're giving up a lot of points. They're giving up twice as much as what they're scoring, but yet they're 3-4, and they're still kind of in it. They do play good in the first half, but they always seem to fall apart in the second half. I don't expect anything to change tonight. I think the Seattle Seahawks are just going to rout this team, probably win somewhere between 30-10 is where I have the score going.
Before we get to Bombers' official picks, let's take a look at what our Bleach Report team had to say for today's Super Show action. Bomber, you got to see these. If you are a fan of the 49ers or a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, it ain't pretty. Look away, folks. This is not safe for work. Only one person picking the San Francisco 49ers. That is Timbo, who consequently is the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got swept in the picks. I assume he's going to pick his own team, but everybody else going with the New York Giants. Bomber, let's get to your prediction. You've already sort of hinted at the 49ers and Seahawks game, but how do you think that one's going to go? Are the 49ers going to keep this close? Or are we looking at a blowout on the left side of the screen?
Well, the Bleacher Report pick'ems are pretty accurate there. I do notice an anomaly there. So everybody takes the Giants over Timbo's Steelers, and then Timbo turns around and takes the Niners after everybody picked the Seahawks. Okay, that's red flags to me right there, but I think it's right. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going with the New York Giants. I think the Giants are going to win by a couple touchdowns today. I think we're going to see a high pick count from Jameis Winston. He seems to do that when he plays against any kind of formidable defense. I still think the Steelers are a good team, but I don't think they're going to be able to beat the good teams. And on the flip side, I see the Seattle Seahawks just running over the San Francisco 49ers. Why? Because Darth Ben's the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, as simple as that. 1 + 1 = 2. Unless something has changed in the last, 500
Absolutely
million
not.
years,
No.
I don't see the Niners coming away tonight because it's just math. It's just math.
Taking the safe bet. You may not make a lot of money on this one, Bomber, but I think it's the right call. Should be 2 great games. If you haven't been here for an NBL Live Super Show, you are in for a treat. Coming up next, 2 games on one screen. That's right, on your left side, the 49ers and Seahawks in an AFC West battle. On the right side, a big battle between 2 teams having a nice start to the season, the Steelers and the Giants. It's all coming up right now here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
And we are indeed live with another NBL Live Super Show. 2 games, 1 screen. A whole lot of action on your left side in NFC West battle. The 49ers looking for legitimacy. The Seahawks looking to keep their hold atop that division. On the right side, the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the real surprises of the NBL early in the season, looking to get a marquee win under their belt as they take on the New York Giants, who, after owner Cringe missed the first couple games of the season, they have stormed back. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning into NBL Live broadcast 255 here on the NBL Network. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Bomber. Bomber, Give the viewers a little taste of where to look. There's a lot going on the screen. Which side of the screen? Left side with the Seahawks and the Niners. Right side with the Steelers and the Giants. Which side are you going to be keeping your eye on?
Oh, my eye's going to be on the right side. Steelers got the ball to start this game. The Giants' defense has been great. They picked up Danny Trevathan, former Chicago Bear. He's great in coverage. Let's see if Jameis Winston can get this ball rocking and rolling earlier and see if Juju Smith-Schuster can get it going for this offense.
Identical starting plays for both teams, by the way. Both running counters.
No way.
To the left side, HB counter week and HB counter week. See?
Yeah, okay. It wasn't the exact same.
It wasn't the exact play, but it was both counter plays. Matt Breida for the 49ers picking up 8 on first down, whereas Pittsburgh only able to pick up 3 on second down and 2. It's another run with, it looks like that was Breida with the carry. He's going to pick up a yard, and that's what you're going to get from this 49ers team, Bomber. They don't trust him to air it out. They're going to really try to establish that running game.
Yeah, I expect another run here on 3rd and 1. If you load the box up, I still think they'll stay with the run. I'm just interested to see what's going to happen here for the San Francisco 49ers. I expect a quick 3 and out here. As you see, they're just loading up the box right here and saying, you know what, go ahead and bring it. See if you're going to run the ball up the middle on us.
3rd down and 1 for the 49ers. They're going to drop back to pass it. The Seahawks drop back into coverage. A big hit. They were looking underneath. Cannot complete it. Gates looking for just one of the little drag routes. The 49ers going to have to punt it away. So after a real nice first down play, the 49ers are exactly who they thought they were. They couldn't pick up a first down. They're punting it back to Seattle.
The middle of the field was wide open right there. I don't know what the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, is that Deion Gates? No, it's Jimmy Garoppolo in.
No, it's Deion Gates.
Okay, Deion Gates. I don't know what he was looking at as he had the middle of the field wide open, and he could have just a little quick dump and pass to Snacks, getting the sack there on the right side of the screen. The
Favorite
New York
nickname.
Giants
I love
are
Snacks.
looking good.
I just love them. Cheetos are a great snack, especially the flaming hot variety. Always a big fan of chips. And we're talking about the player over there. Shout out to him. He came up with a nickname Fat Mama could love. Toss play on 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. A little juke move for Melvin Gordon in Seattle. And Bomber, he might be the X factor for the Seattle team. Their rushing attack with Melvin Gordon, the only 2,000-yard rusher in the history of the Madden Bomber League. Boy, he adds another dimension to the Seattle offense.
Yeah, they got the Melvin duo from the Los Angeles Chargers. You got Melvin Ingram came over from Los Angeles. And then they also bring in Melvin Gordon. So they got a lot of talent from that Los Angeles Charger team who's looking over there in the AFC. And they're struggling right now and wondering why. You just lose that kind of talent. It leaves a big-time hole in your team. And it really hinders you from trying to compete.
1st and 10 for the New York Giants. They come out 3 tight end set. Going to hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley over the left side. Not a whole lot there. Good stop by the Steelers defense after a gain of 1, 3rd and 2. Dropping back. Looking. Oh, boy. That one not on target. Marcus Mariota now at the helm in Seattle. And that is not what you want to see from your quarterback that you signed in the offseason, Bomber. That was an easy pitch and catch for a first down. And Mariota missed him by a mile.
Yeah, that's a 3rd down. Just a bad timing of a missed throw. On a 3rd and 2, you got a wide open man. Mariota just doesn't really set his feet and gets a little happy with his feet and just kind of airs the throw to the right side. You got to be a little bit better than that, a little bit more consistent, but it still is early in this game. I'm not losing any faith in Seattle just yet.
Big sack for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Ryan Shazier, the former Buckeye from the Ohio State University. Not from the Penn State University. You can't put a "the" in front of anybody. It's from the Ohio State University getting the sack on second down to bring up a 3rd and long. 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Handoff over the left side. And boy, the Seahawks are struggling to stop this rushing attack on 1st down as Breda picks it up with an 11-yard gain. 3rd and long for the Giants on the right side of your screen. Josh Allen dropping back, waiting, looking. He's going to take a deep shot. He's got one-on-one. Layman getting over the top, and a great defensive play downfield, forcing a punt from the New York Giants. The Pittsburgh defense standing strong, Bomber, against a team with a quarterback you're quite familiar with.
Yeah, Josh Allen's got a really strong arm. You got to respect that. He puts it up and over the top, and he allows his receiver the opportunity to come away with the catch there. That was a nice placed ball. The receiver's got to come down with that play, but better defense there by Timbo. I like the first drive I've seen from Timbo. Look really good so far.
Dangerous throw by Deion Gates. Almost going the other way. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Bomber, San Francisco's having a lot of success on 1st down running the ball, but at some point you got to think Seattle's going to key on that, and they're going to force San Francisco to start to pass for these. And as we've seen from Deion Gates early, it's not pretty when the 49ers have to pass the ball.
Yeah, Deion Gates, early 2nd-round pick in NBL season 34. This is his 2nd season in the NBL.
Oh, he's got a man over the top! Lost in coverage! 10-5, make OSU look completely silly as Darth Bend of the 49ers put up the first points on the game, and Bomber was a pass over the top to Meredith. The Seattle Seahawks defense completely shell-shocked here at home. What is going on with Seattle and a usually stout Legion of Boom?
Yeah, you look at Cameron Meredith, 22 receptions, 416 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's led this team. Him and Marquise Goodwin have been the dynamic duo for the San Francisco 49ers. And right there, the big frame of Cameron Meredith able to use his ability to get that release, get over top of the defense, and he's wide open. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy for the San Francisco 49ers as they go up 7-0.
Maybe that'll wake up the Seattle defense, who's been victimized on 1st down by a lot of runs, and now they're getting beat over the top. Really 3 deep passes, and they were only able to complete 1 for the 49ers, but it was good for a touchdown as rolling, Mariota waiting, looking. He's got all sorts of time. He's chucking it up so deep downfield, and that is why the 49ers don't win a lot of games. Where was the user going there, Bomber? Where was he going?
I don't know. He switched on and just gave up his entire position. I don't like what I saw.
Big sack on 3rd and 8 from the Giants. It's my favorite player. Snacks with a sack. A little snack sack right there as the Seattle Seahawks have moved into scoring range. Handoff on 1st down to Melvin Gordon. Spins off of his own blocker. He's going to get inside the 20. We're going to go full screen to Seattle and San Francisco. Seattle looking for a big answer, Bomber, and you got to think Melvin Gordon's going to be a big part of that.
Yeah, it's got to be the wheels on the bus, go ground and pound, 2nd and 4. I expect to see another carry from Melvin Gordon here. Get the 1st down, and then start working the screen game, working the slant game. You got Doug Baldwin. Lock it. You got to get them rocking and rolling if you're Marcus Mariota and get some confidence in your quarterback as well.
Ball's out, though. And the 49ers recovered. The usually sure-handed Melvin Gordon got lit up in the hole, put the pigskin on the ground. That one, ooh, he was close to being down there. We'll see if they review it, and they are not. It is a good turnover and bummer. The 49ers have come out firing on their first appearance on NBL Live.
Yeah, that's one thing that Melvin has always had an issue with. It's kind of holding on to the ball. He gets a lot of carries, and you kind of just look at the carries and then the fumbles. You don't really bat your eye, but he will fumble the ball in the NBL. We've seen him do it when he was with the Los Angeles Chargers when Gubb had him. You were in the division. You've seen it happen a couple times. As great as he was, that's the one thing you look at and go, he's kind of got that AP in him where maybe just sometimes in key situations he kind of just doesn't really hold on to the ball well.
Yeah, he absolutely did fumble the ball a lot. Luckily, Gubb was already up 30-0 on me, so it didn't really affect the game. But I did see a couple of fumbles from the only 2,000-yard rusher, MG2K, as he's known here in the NBL. 2nd and 9 for the New York Giants. Quick pass underneath. It's Evan Ingram picking up the 1st down to the 40-yard line. Josh Allen completing his first pass of the day, as that's the first time, Bomber, we've seen this New York Giants offensive line contain the pass rush from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, at that point, they were in the cover 4 palms. They're playing those crossing routes. That's what they're thinking. You get a man underneath on a little bit of a drag, and he's able to pick up quite a few yards.
Hey, how about Matt Breda picking up a 1st down on 2nd and 8, 14 yards? Boy, the Seattle defense, Bomber, I thought it was a solid unit, but they're getting torn up, and they're not doing anything special. It's a lot of runs outside the tackle. There's just nobody there for Seattle.
Breda's averaging 2.7 yards per carry this season. He hasn't been good at all. Only 2 touchdowns, 49 attempts. Let's see if he can get it rocking and rolling right now and kind of figure this out. He's not had a good year, but it looks like he's starting to figure it out right now.
Big sack, finally. The Seattle Seahawks able to get in the backfield, bring him down for a sack on the play. Loss of 11. New York down to the 22-yard line. Let's go full screen, Steelers and Giants. As it a little bit of a threat right now, as the New York Giants have 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line, just outside of the red zone. Looking to punch this in. Saquon Barkley has been contained for the majority of this first quarter, but we'll see if New York starts trying to let him go. They've got 3 wide receivers over to the right side, 1 tight end on the left side. Looks like they're setting up a screen for Odell Beckham. They do set up that screen. 1 man free. Beckham doesn't make a miss, though, and Bomber, that just wasn't set up well from the beginning. I don't know where the blocking was, but is that one on Odell Beckham for not making the 1-man miss, or is that on his offense for not blocking absolutely anybody on the edge?
It's just a safe play. I don't really put it on anybody. The Giants call that play just to get Josh Allen some completions, get his confidence going. This is a young quarterback that's bounced around team to team. You got to get him rocking and rolling, especially inside the red zone. That's where he struggled early in his career. Get a little bubble screen out there. It doesn't pick up much, but it gets you a completion, and it gets you on the right side of the field. Now you can do some things and attack the other side of the field, which is much more open right now.
By the way, in case you were wondering, in the other game is a little fake fullback toss to Barkley. That one a little too cute. Pittsburgh, well prepared for that one. If you're curious, the San Francisco 49ers had a 3rd and 24. They're now facing a 4th and 36. So doing a great job of backing it up as they're punting it
really
away.
Seems like the momentum has swung to Seattle. I mean, they've had a turnover on that last play when they were inside of scoring range, and now the defense just seems like it's stepping up, and they're going to get the ball to start inside the 50, their opponent's 50. So they're rocking and rolling their way into a score on this drive, I believe. And if you're a Seattle fan, you're hoping it's a touchdown. Maybe Doug Baldwin, maybe Tyler Lockett. Someone's got to get over top of this defense.
Same full screen here is a big 3rd and 13 for the New York Giants. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Look for Odell Beckham. Looks like he might have one-on-one on the left side, looking on an out route. Josh Allen in the shotgun. He drops back to pass on 3rd and 13. Steps up in the pocket. Looks over the middle of the field. Has him, man! It's Logan, all sorts of open. It's a touchdown for the Giants as a blitz was brought by the Steelers. The sarcastic slow clap from Logan as there was nobody in a white jersey around him. The New York Giants are going to score the first points of this game as they're up 6-0. Extra point is up. It is good. It is 7-0. Big Apple on top over Pittsburgh.
You saw on the left side of the screen, Melvin Gordon, he's taking dives and bouncing them outside. That's the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen that. If I'm San Francisco right now, I'm going to start taking my defensive line and attacking outside because there really isn't any point of worrying about the middle. It just seems like Melvin Gordon's looking to get outside on nearly every run.
1st and 10, dropping back to pass. Waiting, looks over to the left side. Little out route, but that one's dropped, Bomber. That's one your receivers got to make. Mariota put it on the money. I know there's a little bit of contact as he got the ball, but boy, that's one you need your wide receivers to make for a quarterback that's struggling a little bit with his accuracy.
Take the flat underneath. You had the halfback swinging to the left side. He was wide open. Mariota just needs to dump it down to him and see if his halfback can make a man miss.
Handoff on 2nd and 10. Melvin Gordon. Oh, that was just a dirty little spin move. Oh, that was absolutely filthy. Put an R rating on that one as Melvin Gordon stopped, spun all the way around, and he picks up the first down on an absolutely that might be the nastiest 11-yard run I've ever seen.
Yeah, just a little stop and go, and the little hesitation, you notice the defense is starting to adjust. They're heading outside, and he stops, spins, stays up the middle, and picks up quite a few, picks up the first down.
Gordon out to the outside. He's got a little bit of room. He'll be taken down at the 23-yard line. That game is going to go to the 2nd quarter with San Francisco up 7-0. Seattle driving once again. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, they've got the ball at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. A lot of room on the outside for Le'Veon Bell. He'll pick up 10 yards. Bomber, something that we're seeing in both these games. The rush defense has been absolutely pitiful for everyone, save for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have contained Saquon Barkley, who might be the most talented running back in these 2 games.
Yeah, Saquon is really the workhorse of this New York Giants team. He's got to get going, but he's kind of a second-half runner, kind of like Zeke Elliott. A little divisional rivalry going on between the Giants and the Cowboys is back live in the NBL. But yeah, Saquon Barkley's probably the best we're seeing on the screen right now, and he's been pretty contained. Melvin Gordon, arguably not a distant second either.
That's a bad throw by Mariota. Handoff to Le'Veon Bell. He's going to pick up the first down. Flag down on the play. This one, though, looks like it is coming back as it is an illegal block in the back. It's going to set up a 1st and 11. It was a block in the back way downfield, Bomber. Something that was completely unnecessary as Bell was already being tackled.
Yeah, you got to have discipline on this side of the ball, especially if you're a wide receiver, you're blocking downfield for your halfback. You got to be a little conscious of where he's at and what he's doing because, in all honesty, that was just an unnecessary block in the back, and we see it happen a lot with undisciplined players down the field.
3rd and 5 for the Seahawks, looking to pick up a big first down. Looks over to the left side. It is dropped by Doug Baldwin. Maybe thrown a little early, but man.
Had a drag underneath, wide open.
You're seeing
just
a
wide
lot
open
of
all kinds of time.
as that was a awful throw by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it was Jameis Winston threw that so far behind, the defender couldn't catch up to it, and his receiver makes a nice play. Washington with 18 yards on the play. Seattle does kick that field goal, but there's part of this Bomber that Marcus Mariota, while he may not be the most accurate quarterback, he's getting let down by a group of veteran wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, you've just seen a lot of drops from Mariota, but he has thrown a couple suspect passes that got batted down. Could have been interception, but more importantly, Steelers' offensive side of the ball, it's been Le'Veon Bell dependent. He's been phenomenal so far. Winston, he's had some really suspect throws as well. That last one should have been intercepted.
That's a bad cut.
Yeah, you just go with the way the play is designed until it isn't looking like that's going to work. Way too preconceived right there. He knew he was breaking that to the right side. For some reason, he wanted to break the counter back to the other side. He goes against the pinch bucko, and that wasn't happening. In cover zero, that was an opportunity to take that counter to the house. Everybody's blitzing, everybody's coming. Yep. You get past that first level, OSU, and you're gone off to the races right there. Le'Veon Bell, just not a good cut back to the middle of the field.
Like down and 12, play action pass, rolling out to the left side, waiting, looking. He didn't take a deep shot down the field. Has a man, has got some space, puts it on the money, down to the 19-yard line. Oh,
I'll tell you one thing, Darth Ben is definitely not the best player. He's probably somewhere towards the bottom, but he is fun to watch. He takes shots over the top all the time. And
it's a bad interception. Jameis Winston. Danny Trevathan with the pick for the New York Giants.
Yeah, eventually at some point, what's going to happen is Jameis Winston's going to throw right to you because he's already done it 3 times. It just hasn't resulted in a turnover just yet.
And against that defense, that post was going to be wide open in like an extra second.
You got to wait for it. You can't hit it on the break.
As we are now full screen, 49ers and Seahawks. The 49ers, after another deep pass, are in scoring range down to the 16-yard line after the 3-yard run by Matt Breida. Yeah, Bomber, as you said, it might not be the prettiest of offense, but right now they are absolutely feasting on the fact that Seattle cornerbacks are incredibly aggressive, pressing up at the line, and San Francisco is very content to dump it over the top because their offensive line is playing fantastic.
He had a route crossing the field, OSU. I thought he was going to that for sure. He went to the next level, took it deep down the field, and right there, just a dangerous throw for Darth Ben pick. That was the one thing I was going to say. You can't turn the ball over in the red zone here. Make sure you come away with 3 and really stay up 1 score on this team and put the pressure. But right there, a little play action, man coverage, tries to look for the corner route. It's just not open. You either got to lay it up and lob it, or you're going to have to just kind of go away from it. Right there, he bullets it. He gets tipped up and picked.
Play action pass for the New York Giants in second 13, lobbing out to the left side. Evan Ingram has the catch. Oh, what a juke move. He's in the open field, down to the 35-yard line. Gave a little okey doke to the Pittsburgh defense. Says, I'll see you farther down the field, as he goes, no thank you. And the New York Giants passing attack is looking fantastic early in this game. It was a little bit of a slow start, but Josh Allen now 5 of 6, and he looks like he's got all the right things going for him.
Yeah, you look at Josh Allen right now, just stays in the pocket, knows he's going to get hit, makes the throw, and Evan Ingram says, I appreciate you taking that hit. I'm going to get you a little yard after catch activity after I make this big catch. That's what makes him one of the best tight ends in the NBL.
Big spin move left side, got some room as the Seattle Seahawks convert a 2nd and 1, and boy, what a nice run after the catch. That one completed mere inches in front of his face, but when you got some very athletic wide receivers, including Doug Baldwin with that catch, boy, those 2-yard catches can turn into big gainers. They're down to the 37-yard line. New York driving, nearing the 2-minute warning in the Big Apple. Dropping back is Josh Allen, looks to the flat, completes it to Saquon Barkley, breaks 1 tackle, makes another man miss, picks up the first down. Bomber. These New York Giants are juking and spinning their way down the field, and Pittsburgh is falling right into the mouth of the trap.
Yeah, you look at Saquon Barkley. That's called turning nothing into something right there. He throws it to the flat, which is a great read. I mean, just basically, I didn't like what he had in front of the field. He didn't like anything past the line of scrimmage, and I didn't either. He had a stop route. He had a little pose. It was running right into the meat of the defense. Let me just go ahead and swing this out to my halfback, my superstar halfback, see if he can make a play. He does, and he picks up the first down in a very unconventional way, but that's how Saquon Barkley runs. He just gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, again, it'll go down in the stat sheet as a pass, but it's almost an extended run play. 1st and 10 for the New York Giants on the 24-yard lines. They've hit the 2-minute warning. Bunch formation, 3 to the right side, 1 over the left side. That is Odell Beckham. Play action pass, Allen rolling out. And that is a mistake you see way too often. Pittsburgh clearly has some sort of conservative pass rush on, trying to contain Allen in the pocket. He had the flat wide open, but he just continues that rollout too much and walks right into a sack.
Yeah, just not a good play, not a headsy play there for Josh Allen. Should have canceled that play action. That hasn't been the threat all game. Why go to it? You don't need the rollout boot. stay in the pocket, make your reads, make the throw. It's paid off well so far. Use the targets and just the basic overall power that you have with these two superstars on the offensive side of the ball.
Blitz coming for the Steelers. Quick pass underneath. Evan Ingram has been the favorite target of Josh Allen early in this game. 7 of 8 for 108 yards and a touchdown. We're going to stay double box action as Seattle also threatening now. They're inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, shotgun formation for Marcus Mariota. He drops back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks underneath, completes it to Andrews. He'll pick up the first down inside the 28-yard line. A nice safe pass for Marcus Mariota right on the money. An easy first down for the Seattle Seahawks as that game is going to hit the 2-minute warning. Big 3rd and 16 now. Let's see what the Giants decide to do. Up 7-0 already. 2 in the backfield. Barkley to his left. Ingram to his right. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right side. 1 over to the left side for Josh Allen as he drops back to pass. Looks like a 5-man rush. A blitz from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pass over the middle. He finds Logan once again, who has had nothing but big catches for this Giants offense as they're inside the 10. And more importantly, they pick up a big first down bomber on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, right there. I was thinking before the play got hiked, you cannot take a sack here if you're Josh Allen. Do not push yourself outside of field goal range. He had the slant open underneath. He steps up, sets his feet, and says, hey, I'm waiting on this delayed route, this little post route on the right side. He steps up, guns it, and that's what 99 throw power can do, is make those kind of throws. Great job by Josh Allen. He's looking sharp early in this game.
Deep pass for Mariota, one-on-one on another one. They were about three on one side. It was one-on-one but there's another 1-and-1. This is a bad throw by Mariota. Going to bring up a 3rd and 10. New York trying to punch it in with Saquon Barkley. He gets stopped on 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, and now the New York Giants break the huddle. Josh Allen's going to come out under center. He's got Barkley in the backfield. Well, strong eye formation. 2 wide receivers out there. There's another deep pass gets batted down. Allen waiting, back corner of the end zone. Who else but his favorite target of the day, Evan Ingram, the big tight end on the corner route. That one too easy, in the words of my co-host, easy peasy lemon squeezy for Evan Ingram.
Yeah, hold on. The more you say that, the less I'm going to want to say it.
You don't want to say it?
Like that.
I'm just trying to take it as, by the way, the New York Giants missed their extra point.
Yeah.
And
the New York Giants, I don't know if that's really going to matter at this point. I said the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you just don't turn the ball over to them, you got a good chance to beat them. They're beating the teams they should beat this season, but they're struggling against the teams that are better than them, and we're seeing the same formula happen today. This is a team that's 5-2 right now. You look at those 2 losses and you look at the interceptions in those 2 losses, you're going to see a team that really just struggles.
Tyler Lockett with the carry. Oh, a little stop and go juke down to the 1-yard line, Bomber. The Seattle Seahawks were stopped. They were kicking the field goal, but a penalty on the field goal gave Seattle new life. They pick up a first down. Now they have 1st and goal from the 2-yard line as we'll stay full screen with this game as the Seattle Seahawks looking to take a real late lead bomb. This game has not gone as we expected. San Francisco been bombing it over the top, and Seattle really hasn't done anything to stop them.
I think once Seattle punches this touchdown in, they will be in the lead in the driver's seat the rest of the game. They got off to a slow start, gave San Francisco some life, but eventually those bombs down the field are going to end up bad for the San Francisco 49ers. And that's going to be a walking touchdown. Yeah, it was a little bit of contact.
That was Melvin Gordon, though, to a T-bomber. He got to the 1-yard line and started to get tackled, but you just can't bring down Melvin Gordon. He is going to fight forward as he might miss this extra point, too. Yep. 9-7, your score is 2 missed extra points in these 2 games, Bomber, and those are the points that we come back to. Way too often we look back on these games and go, man, they didn't miss that extra point. It'd be a whole different ballgame.
If you type in !season or !NBL, give you some information about how to join the NBL or where we're at right now. As a nice throw there on the right side of the screen, you see from Jameis Winston, just a little verticals concept, getting over the top, and you're in this drop coverage, cover 4, contain. You're not sending any kind of heat. Eventually, that crossing route on the inside is going to eventually get across the field and get open against them. So right now, the New York Giants not doing a great job of the defense. I think they should continue to send the pressure with the drop coverage zones and blitz. Right now, they're going straight drop coverage and sending no heat.
Shout out to Old Whiskey 78 now following here on Twitch. 1st and 10, 6 seconds in counting for the Steelers. 5-4, looks over the middle, completes it, falls down. That's a nice throw, but Bomber, that's a mistake from the New York Giants. I think you just sort of wait for him to get up and then start to the minute you touch him down, they can call timeout, but it was going to take him 2 seconds to get back up and for them to tackle him again. I might have just let him see if he can roll his way to the end zone.
A little possession catch. Yeah, you're right. I mean, people are looking and say, well, they had timeouts. Well,
deep
here's
pass
the thing.
for 49ers, by the way.
Oh, that's
a
block.
block.
That's a block on the right side of the screen. Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers finally worked their way into scoring range to get a field goal. But they did it. Here's what I want to point out. You're saying that was a good drive for the Steelers, and I completely agree. But they were doing it against prevent coverage.
Oh, yeah.
So they were doing it against a situational coverage that won't be the rest of this game. And that kind of ability against those kind of coverages doesn't happen throughout the entire game. That's why Pittsburgh has struggled. But they did good on that last drive. Maybe that gives you some hope if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah, but it's just special teams have been a concern apparently in both of these games. We've had 2 extra points missed and now a field goal blocked as New York and Pittsburgh into the second half. New York with the ball and a 13-point lead. San Francisco looking to make something happen. 1st and 10 after the big run by Breda. Empty backfield for Gates, dropping back to pass. Waiting, looks underneath, completes it. Juke move, picks up a first down, and he's going to get to midfield. And boy, Bomber, this Seattle defense, I will say, has looked absolutely pitiful today, giving up a bunch over the top and some real poor tackling.
Yeah, the tackling hasn't been good as this allows them to move the chain. Expect the running play coming up here, maybe to put them inside of field goal range and try to go into half and take this lead.
We're going to go full screen to this game as Saquon Barkley with a real nice run.
Baby. The right side. I mean, how much of a weapon is it that you can hand it off to a guy and he's a beast? But then you can just throw it to him on a little swing play out the backfield, just straight to the flat, and he's going to give you that kind of ability after the catch.
I'm actually pulling up the replay right now so the folks at home can see what we just saw. As this is what you were looking at. New York facing a 2nd and long. Josh Allen in the shotgun, dropping back, looking to Barkley. Watch the spin move he puts on this tackler. Whoop! Little spin move. He'll pick up a big gain, picks up the first down and more up to midfield. Nice run. Of a little sling pass, Bomber. It's that easy. Just get the ball in the hand of your playmaker.
This is a simple, low-risk, high-reward for the New York Giants. That's what happens when you have this kind of talent.
As San Francisco, they are well within field goal range of the 33-yard line, back full screen with that game. Meredith, his 3rd catch of the day. Seattle making some defensive changes, putting on that balanced pass rush. 29 seconds left. San Francisco, 1 timeout, Bomber, means they can still use the middle of the field, but I don't know how much I trust. San Francisco's been very effective when they've had a lot of room to work with, but now as things get tighter, I mean, how much confidence do you have in this 49ers
If
offense?
I'm San Francisco, I would just burn the timeout, run the ball, burn the timeout, kick the field goal, because I don't want to turn over here from Deion Gates, his sophomore player. You've seen him at times make some questionable throws. Early 2nd-round pick. He's got the tools. He's just not that great in tight space. As once again, Saquon Barkley on the right side spinning and winning.
Down goes Gates. Sack on the play from the Seattle Seahawks as that's the other Melvin over from L.A. as they are going to use their last time out. They're going to kick the field goal. As we will go back to double box action, right side of the screen. Saquon Barkley with a real nice run, 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 for the New York Giants. They are driving on the 30-yard line. A touchdown here, Bomber. Is this game out of reach?
I would think so. I tell you a concern I have for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a great offense there.
There it is.
Just the offensive line did a great job, and yeah, Evan Ingram finds his way inside the 5-yard line. You look at this team, the Pittsburgh Steelers offensively, we haven't called Antonio Brown's name. What's going on? I understand Juju's
name.
kind of playing good right now, but
we haven't really seen him.
Yeah, we haven't seen him much either, but you have to have Antonio Brown. This is the cover athlete. This is the guy that's got the JU ice. You got to get him rocking and rolling. That's one thing I want the Pittsburgh Steelers offense to take from this game is to try to get him involved more to make them more of a dynamic threat here.
Easy pitch and catch. Josh Allen, Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown Giants, and Bomber right there. That was just exploiting a user that little shaky in his zone. You saw Timbo with that user moving left, moving right. The minute he started to drift a little bit right, you knew that first window for Odell Beckham was going to be open. Allen puts it on the money. The Giants a big lead at home.
Yeah, it's just too much. 20-0. It's going to be tough right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get back in this game.
Melvin Gordon with carry over the left side. He breaks a tackle, makes another man miss, picks up the first down. Oh, Melvin Gordon, MG 2K doing what he can do, Bomber. He looked like he was playing NBA 2K out there as he was weaving his way through the defense. It would have been, I think, an easy layup. I think Melvin Gordon, what do you think? Shooting guard, maybe a shooting forward? Not very tall.
I don't know. He's wide body. Maybe he would just be
Power
the Danny
forward?
Fortson. Maybe he'd play center and just be the 5'11" center, the guy that just has the mass down low. He's going to box you out. He's going to get the below the rim baskets. I don't know. Maybe something like that.
Quick pass over to the left side.
Hey, here's the best
Steelers.
opportunity for the Steelers right now is you're going to get this drop back coverage. Right there was a robber. Obviously not in that situation. But maybe you get more of that soft drop back coverage and they can get this offense rocking and rolling and get themselves back into the game.
Juju with the catch on that one. Down to the 42-yard line, 3:08 to go in the third quarter in New York. Seattle, 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Melvin Gordon. Nothing doing there. Now a 3rd down and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. Bomber, is this Seahawks team in trouble in this game, or Are you still confident they're going to come away with a win?
I think they pick up this third down right here. Be honest with you. Yeah. Oh, he missed the slant over the middle, but takes the shot over the. Oh man, that's a nice little pitch and catch. Yeah.
Washington
missed the layup. When you miss the layup, I get a little concerned about why, but the throw over the top was open as well.
waiting, looking, taking a deep shot over the top. It's on the money to Tyler Lockett, giving Darth Ben a taste of his own deep pass medicine as Marcus Mariota over the top to the speedy Lockett. The Seattle Seahawks are in business as they're at that 10-yard line. Bomber, the deep attack, finally working for Mariota and the Seahawks.
Yeah, you got to start thinking at this point, okay, if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, I got to get into the end zone. If I'm the Niners right now, I'm saying if I can just hold them to 3 and we can play this field goal game back and forth, I'm okay with it because it seems like the Niners are really interested in those big hitters down the field.
Oh, Gordon, that was just a nasty tackle. That's an injury in the NFL, but Gordon pops back up. 2-yard loss in the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12. We're going to say double box as the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're at the 22-yard line looking to put their first points on the game. And a touchdown here. They're not out of this one. 2nd and 12 for the Seahawks. Looks like it's going to be a handoff to Grant over the right side. Loss of 1 on the play. And come on, the Wildcat Bomber. To me, that's just a little too cute.
Yeah, right there. They're just trying to have a low risk here. Don't want to turn the ball
Oh,
over.
what a pass over the top. Pittsburgh Steelers putting points on the board as a beautiful throw. Jameis Winston over the top. The Steelers get the touchdown they need as they will cut into this lead. It's going to be 20-7. What a play. What a drive. And Bomber, you said they might have some success because it's a little bit of the New York Giants defense dropping back, playing some soft coverage. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers took complete advantage, and it's a 2-score game, Bomber. 1 stop from the Steelers defense, and all of a sudden we might have to start watching the right screen again.
Yeah, you notice the blitzing just kind of stops once the New York Giants get a little bit of a lead, and that plays right into the favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers as Timbo with a great play call there, little screen play. And, fake screen on the right side and just throws the ball over top, finds his man on the left side for a touchdown. That was just a nice pitch and catch, well-designed play. It kind of lures the defense in, the little zone coverage, the soft coverage, and allows you to get over top on the weak side.
Hand off to Saquon Barkley over the left side. He's been well contained by this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, Bomber. The Giants have been scoring at will through the air, but Barkley, 8 carries, 1 yard. Even though you're down 27, are you feeling at least confident about your defense because of how they've handled the very talented running back?
They've been great against the run. They haven't been so great against him in the passing attack. That's when he's really killed this team. And the New York Giants are not playing good football right now, and they're up 13 points. They've put 20 points on the board, and you haven't seen a ton of success passing the ball from them. They've made some key throws. We remember 3 or 4 really key passes. But outside of that, we haven't seen the just down-to-down consistency that we're used to seeing from Cringe. So being up 20-7 is kind of a bonus here for the New York Giants.
Toss play to Saquon Barkley over the right side. Spin move. He's trying to get to the first down. Fly down. I think it's going to be a block in the back ahead of the play. So that's going to back it up to a 2nd and 10, and that's another big penalty. New York Giants looking to close this game out, but they can't do it. That's sort of undisciplined. This could be a big play for the 49ers, Bomber, on the left screen because it is man coverage across the board. Play action pass. Waiting, looking. Ball's out. Picked up by the Seahawks. So it was a big play. It was just for the wrong team as Melvin Ingram picking up the fumble. And that could be killer for a 49ers team looking for points on that drive.
And the middle of the field was wide open. He had the middle open. He ran a little play action read. He's looking in the middle of the field. I feel like his eyes were right downfield. He just hesitated to throw it. It was a cover 1. There wasn't a robber in there. Everything was open and looking good. And at the end of the day, that's the pass you got to make.
Yep. As now Seattle a chance to really put some distance between them and the 49ers. A game with the Seahawks have struggled a little bit. They're going to get great field position. 28-yard line, the first turnover of the second half for the 49ers as 2:30 to go in the third quarter. New York and Pittsburgh, they're nearing the end of the third quarter. That handoff to Melvin Gordon for Seattle going nowhere. New York, after a deep pass to Odell Beckham, they're on the 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers over to the left side. On 1st and 10, looks like going to be a draw play to Montgomery. Barkley getting a breather, and Montgomery says, I'll take this one, 7 yards. And that is so big for a New York Giants team, Bomber. They're struggling to run the ball a little bit, but this team works so much more effectively when they're facing 2nd and shorts versus 2nd and longs.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is a very, very tough team to get off the field. 3rd down conversions, they're one of the best in the NBL. And they've kind of struggled when they get into that 3rd and long. Even though they can pick them up, they're much more comfortable in these 2nd and 3s that turn into 3rd and 1s, or they even just pick up the first down on 2nd.
Kick is up, and no good. Seattle, after the gifted field position, Bomber, go 3 and out and miss the field goal.
Yeah, and I saw a couple shaky from Janikowski earlier in this game, and now we're in the same kind of situation where you look at this team and you're thinking, man, he looked like he was going to miss a couple early, and now he finally misses one.
I get there's a lot of wind out there, but, man, your offense has got to help you out a little more than that. Little fullback dive, and, boy, the 49ers with Jusic going to pick up 9 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 1. 49ers still very much looking to win this game with 1:49 and counting. New York, on the other hand, they have a 3rd and 3 to pick up. Let's go full screen of this one, as this is a key 3rd down for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Here we go, 3rd and 3. Let's see if the New York Giants can continue this drive. Even a field goal really does them well here, but you don't want to turn the ball over.
Pittsburgh, 3 wide receivers over to the left side. Looks like they're manning up on defense, perhaps. 3rd down and 3. No, they're bringing a blitz from the left side. It doesn't get there, and Lehman comes all the way across and picks up the 1st down at the 24-yard line. Bomber, they brought the risky blitz, a cover 2 blitz, and it burned them in the end.
It's really pocket presence right there. If you look at this team right now, Josh Allen just subtly moves to the right. That buys him that extra half a second, allows the drag to get across the field, and makes the throw as a bad pass there from Deion Gates. So many opportunities for the Niners. I said they're a much better first-half team than they are a second-half team as the melting pot in San Francisco continues.
Allen's going to go down on that play. Big sack from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's show you a replay of what just happened. 49ers, they've got a 3rd and 12. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Play action pass. Dropping back, looking for another deep bomb over the middle. And finally, the Seattle defense making a play. Witherspoon undercutting that one, returns it all the way past midfield. Bomber, a mistake for the 49ers who've been looking for that deep pass all day.
Yeah, that's the issue. I mean, you look at Deion Gates trying to drive the ball down the field throughout the game. I just said it, so many opportunities, and you just wonder, what's going on? What are they thinking of here in San Francisco? Why not just work the underneath game and get yourself into field goal range and try to take this lead?
2nd and 19. It's going to be hand off to Barkley over the right side. So we'll be full screen with the Giants and Steelers. Giants looking to put this one out of reach, but Pittsburgh's defense making a big play. And, sorry, is that... Okay. Anywho, 20-7 your score, Bomber. If Pittsburgh can hold them to a field goal, what do you say? What do you maybe wager their chances at for coming back in this game?
Oh, that'll put them down, 16 points right now? Give them an opportunity to say they're down 2 scores. I don't know. Jameis has thrown a couple questionable throws. He's been better as of late, but at the same time, I'm looking at this team, and I'm thinking to myself, there's just got to be more here.
Oh,
if
that's a bold move.
Steelers. What, the hurdle?
The hurdle. I'm just saying, a play that can end in injury, a play that can end in a fumble. Barkley trying to get the 1st down, going to come up a yard short, but they're lucky that Barkley doesn't get hurt on that play. So can the special teams for New York convert a short field goal? Something we've seen today a lot of teams have trouble with. Kick is up. It is right down the middle. New York to extend it to a 23-7 lead, but Bomber, a nice job by Pittsburgh to get the stop, but they got to start looking up at the clock and realize there's not a whole lot of time left.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to start thinking, we got to start talking about pace here. We're down 16. We need to score quick. Within the 3.5-minute mark, we need to be in the end zone and converting our 2-point conversion.
All right, here's a question for you. I've been watching this game between the 49ers and the Seahawks. Are you really telling me the Seattle Seahawks are the best team in this division?
It says more about the division than it does about the Seattle Seahawks, that's for sure. It's a lot closer than the records probably make it seem to be, but the difference in these two skill sets is not that much.
12-10. The score on the left side of your screens. They're just into the 4th quarter. Minute into the 4th quarter on the right side. Pittsburgh looking to come back in that one. 2nd down and 13. And another big play. Seattle has figured out that they're going to try to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down and get in San Francisco into 3rd and longs is where San Francisco starts to turn the ball over. Can they convert a 3rd and 14? Shotgun formation, 1st and 10, going to be handoff to Le'Veon Bell. Nothing doing there, losing 1. Both these defenses keying in on the run, heavy early offense. Dropping back, throwing over to the left side. It is complete down to the 50 to the 49-yard line. They're only going to pick up a yard on the play, and San Francisco's going to be forced to punt it, play a little field position here, see if their defense can stop a Seattle offense that has been completely lost today. They've had a couple turnovers from the San Francisco 49ers and haven't turned them into any points whatsoever. Look at the ball at the 20-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Pittsburgh Steelers on 2nd and 12. Play action pass. Jameis dropping back. Jameis shaking off one tackler. Jameis not shaking off Snacks, though. Snacks coming up with his 3rd sack of the day, Bomber. He is eating for the New York Giants.
It was relentless at this point. 3rd and 24. The Pittsburgh Steelers are on their own 3-yard line. This smells everything like a safety. Expect some kind of screen play from Pittsburgh here, or maybe just to run the ball. Try not to give up any more points. But right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers offense just really not picking up much here offensively.
I don't know if you noticed, the New York Giants had that aggressive pass rush on that play. Shotgun formation for Jameis Winston, 3 wide receivers. 2 to the right, 1 to the left side. He's got Le'Veon Bell on his left hip. Doesn't look like a screen pass. Looks like they're going to try to pick it up, and down goes Winston. Safety on the play. It was Carter coming in with the sack. The aggressive pass rush. Bomber, not a single fake hike, not a single changing of the play. They were looking for every bit of that first down, and it ends up being 2 points the other way. Bomber, this one looks out of reach.
Yeah, you look at this team, the New York Giants. This is a very powerhouse team, but right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I said it at the beginning of the game, if you can get up on them early, they struggle to play from behind. Right now, they're playing from behind. They're losing their bearings. They're not fake hiking the ball. They're not making their adjustments, and they're struggling right now, 25-7.
3rd and 2 now, a big 3rd down for the Seattle Seahawks, looking to pick something up. That's at least 3 3rd down wide open conversions that Mariota has missed today.
Yeah,
And,
you gotta wonder if maybe the movement before he's throwing the ball, or maybe him bullying it, maybe just tap it. I mean, he really didn't even have to need to drill the ball
That's
there
a
at that
bold
point.
punt return, and he's gonna get up past the 20, but he did the over-the-shoulder punt return catch in his own end zone, Bomber. I don't think they teach that out in Detroit, do they?
That's not a good one, but San Francisco is basically at a point where they're telling their special teams, we need something from you fellas. We need you to come and put
Get
points on the
going.
board so we can win this game.
2nd and inches for the New York Giants on the right side of your screen. Logan coming to motion, handoff to Barkley up the middle. I think he got the first down there.
And he went the complete wrong way.
Yep. Oh, yeah, he absolutely.
He just went the wrong way. He had an opportunity to just follow his blockers, and he changed it. Yeah, the left side. A lot of room there for Breda as he's just trucking his way forward.
Again, Bummer, you're telling me that this guy had a 2.7 per carry average coming into this game?
Yeah, on the season, he was averaging 2.7 yards per carry, just under 50 carries on the season, but he's looked phenomenal today against his division rival, the Seattle Seahawks, number 22, looking more like Emmitt Smith out there, mid-90s.
1st and 10, they're running a little end around with Lehman for the New York Giants, picking up 5 on the play. San Francisco going the wrong way, though. They're going to lose 4 on another carry for Breda, but I have been totally impressed by this 49ers offensive line today, Bomber. They have really given some great lanes for Matt Breda and have kept Deion Gates relatively clean. The sacks that he has given up, though, have been mostly coverage sacks downfield.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can get one of these bombs again. San Francisco's been so good bombing the ball down the field today. Let's see if they can kind of figure out how to get down the field here in this last drive.
Odell Beckham, by the way, picking up the first down. 3rd and 12 now for San Francisco. They're down by only 2 points, but they're outside of field goal range. They are on the other side of midfield at the 48-yard line. Let's see, Bomber, if we can make it true that DB really does stand for deep bomb, because that is what this 49ers offense has been
and
built
they need
around.
it here. 3rd and 12, this is an opportunity for them to just really kind of shock the world here and get down the field.
We're going to go full screen to this key 3rd down. 3rd and 12, empty backfield for Gates. It looks like the Seahawks are manning up, sending a blitz. He's got to get rid of the ball, and he doesn't. And that has been the key to stopping Deion Gates, Bomber. The Seattle Seahawks have realized if we start bringing some man blitzes and backing off our coverage, Deion Gates will sit in that pocket and take the sack each and every time.
Yeah, I like it. I like the throw. I mean, I like the defensive call. I think Hound did a great job sending the heat there. That was a very smart defensive call and an opportunity to get pressure to a quarterback that struggles under pressure, and the offensive line is not good against a heavy pass rush. Right there, the Seattle Seahawks do a great job, and we're going to see how this ends. They're taking knees over there in the New York Giants. They just won 25-7, and arguably one of the most convincing fashions we've seen on NBL Live this season.
A very convincing win for the New York Giants. They're kneeling this ball game out, so we'll stay full screen with San Francisco and Seattle until the conclusion. 3:41 to go. Seattle with the ball. They need to close this one out. Dropping back to pass is Marcus Mariota, and he puts this drag route finally on the money. Doug Baldwin's going to pick up 4 yards on the play. Marcus Mariota, 9 of 20 for this game, Bomber, and I'll be honest, it's been mostly self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, a couple bad passes, and then that kind of led itself to be a little inconsistency, maybe some confidence issues. But we have not seen much from Marcus Mariota, a guy who struggled early in the season with injuries, was trying to work his way back, had some setbacks. Then he finally comes back, and they think, all right, we're going to get rocking and rolling right here. And it just hasn't really been as pretty as you'd like. But right now, an opportunity still to come away with the W, and that's what's most important for the Seattle Seahawks franchise.
Boy, what a job by the New York Giants. Coming up with a big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that really has been strong. 3rd and 7. Seattle, quick out route to the outside, looking for Amara Darboh, coming up with a catch at the 39-yard line. It's a first down for the Seahawks, and a beautiful throw by Mariota. Bomber, that is just straight up. They knew where they were going to start it. They looked for the right coverage, and they put the ball on the money.
Yeah, that was a great pass to the right side, utilizing that out route to pick up the first down. Here's another concern here if you're a Steelers fan. Your 3 losses on the season now come from the Cleveland Browns, the New York Giants, and the Dallas Cowboys. Your wins have came from teams that are under 500. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, we might dog them all day. They do have a big win against the New England Patriots. You can't take that away from that. It's a quality win. Haven't seen many quality wins from the Steelers just yet, but at 6-10 last year in NBL Season 34 and then 6-10 NBL Season 33, any win is a quality win for the Steelers at this point. But if we're talking playoffs and we're saying, can this team be a dark horse and kind of slide into that wild card spot and upset anybody, we just haven't seen them do it yet. Doesn't mean they can't do it towards the end of the season. Just so far, they've lost convincingly to good teams every time they've stepped on the field.
All right, Bomber, 12-10, Seattle on top. They're facing a 3rd and 8 at the 2-minute warning. San Francisco does have all 3 timeouts, but how important is this 3rd down for the San Francisco 49ers to get off the field?
It's very important. 3rd and 8, they should get off the field, but I think this is when Marcus Mariota comes up clutch. Maybe they'll just run the ball here. I mean, you never really know with the Seahawk team, but I feel like he can come off clutch right now.
3rd down and 8. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Mariota dropping back to pass. Only a 3-man rush from the 49ers looking deep down the field. Bomber, was that clutch overthrowing your receiver by 5 yards? Luckily, he overthrew the defense, too.
Well, he had the out route. He had a quick out on the right side to a tight end. A speed out is what it's called. It was the red route. It broke open, and it was against soft coverage. It was wide open. Decided to go over the post over the middle. It was open as well. I'm not going to take that away from him. How press the right button. Mariota just seems to be really sloppy today against the San Francisco 49er defense.
I don't know if it has a factor in a Bomber, but I will say the way that the Seahawks were driving on that down, they had the wind completely at their back. And that was a couple of overthrows so far. We saw the drag route. Early in the fourth quarter, we saw that one. Maybe it has an effect. Who knows? San Francisco, I mean, Bomber, I don't want to overbill this. They're looking to shock the world right now.
Yeah, and I just don't know if they really have the firepower to get it done. I mean, they got to be playing for a bomb at this point, and the pass rush has been coming hot and heavy. Let's see if Darth Binn and these San Francisco 49ers can kind of lure the defense in, get some good blocking, then take their shot over the top, because they don't need a field goal here. They need a touchdown. As you just mentioned, the wind is with Seattle right now against San Francisco. That means San Francisco is going to have to get to about the 30, 33-yard line to have a field goal kick that will be something that you can kind of say, okay, this might be money here. But right now they got the wind going against them.
I formation, only 2 wide receivers out there for Deion Gates. Play action pass, dropping back, looks over the middle of the field, has a man. Ooh, that was a play that Witherspoon picked off earlier, Bomber. He almost had his hands on it. Instead, it's going to be a 3rd and 9. You see the defensive adjustments from the Seahawks. What are we looking for from the 49ers, Bomber? Is it anything other than a big old DB?
It's got to go deep bomb right now, but the aggressive pass rush is on. It'd be nice if they got a fake hike here and got them a little bit closer. As you see, the Seattle Seahawks are in love with the cover 1 robber. It takes away the middle of the field, but it doesn't give you help on the sidelines.
3rd and 9, 3 wide receivers, dropping back. Deion Gates, 4-man rush. That cover 1 robber. He's got the corner out so open, and he missed him, and Frank Clark with the sack. And Bomber, it's 4th and 19. It's got to be 4-down territory.
Yeah, absolutely right now.
6 sacks for the Seahawks today. I think all of them are coverage.
Flip on aggressive against the quarterback that's just a little hesitant, and he's not doing the fake hikes at the line of scrimmage, and boom, it burns them right now. They're in a 4th and 19. Seattle is going to come away with the win today, I believe. I believe that coming into this game, but it wasn't pretty, and it's nothing that you can look at as a San Francisco 49er fan and say, hey, this division isn't winnable. This division is very winnable. So there's nothing about this game that makes you think you're that far away from being a division winner at some point in this Madden 19 cycle.
Yeah, fellow in the chat saying what I was thinking. DB might stand for deep bomb. It also might stand for Darth Blind. 4th and 19. It's going to be another sack, and this ball game is over. The Seahawks are going to escape with a win. And Bomber, what it came down to was the 49ers didn't bring any pressure in the first couple of quarters. The 49ers were able to hit the bomb over the top. Since then, though, the 49ers have not been able to handle the pressure of the Seattle defense. It's been a lot of coverage sacks, and Deon Gates, boy, this was not a great showing for him.
No, it wasn't. He really got under pressure early. He had a couple bombs that got him some breathing room early in the game, but once they took those away, it just seemed like they didn't know what was going on here.
San Francisco is going to use their final timeout, but that is
and Seattle could just take a knee because you take 40 seconds off, 40 twice, you got a $120. But when you're not in this situation often, the math doesn't always seem to make as much sense. There's really no risk you should be running the ball here. Just take the knee. You don't want to fumble the ball.
Odds on Melvin Gordon torn ACL. I'm putting them pretty high. This is where we always see big injuries at the end. Second down and goal, hand off to Gordon.
And see, now they got to hike it. They didn't even let the clock run all the way down.
Now
they got to do another play here.
Third and goal. They don't have to do any amount of plays. Just
you need to go to the fourth down. Yeah,
just sit down. Dude, why are you calling plays?
If you get a strip fumble here and it goes to the house,
so
that would
funny.
probably be one of the craziest moments in NBL live
Double A
history.
in the chat saying Hound is so dumb. I just strip fumble, man. Do they just strip? Oh, they're running the halfback wham. The wham scheme. It's so unnecessary. Like it is. There are no timeout. He starts saying all that cranium for what? Strip fumble. Strip fumble. Strip. Pulled out. Didn't get it. Fourth down.
NBL Live Broadcast 255. You want to join the NBL, go to 365.maddenpalmerleague.com. We got more action coming up this season as well. A couple guys in the chat saying, man, this doesn't look like these are the smartest players of Madden. A couple said that.
And guess what? Y'all would be correct.
Yeah, and this wasn't the best game for some of these guys as well. Some of them play a little bit sharper than this. But, yeah, Darth Bin is not what we like to call the cream of the crop in the NBL, but is a fighter, and that's not what this community is about. We're about more than just winning. Here in the NBL. It is a 365 all year long franchise mode Madden community. And Darth Bin is, he is what he is. He's getting better though. And he's in a good division to maybe shock the world one season and win a division.
That game has gone final 12-10. Seattle's going to escape with a win. Bomber, we got another NBL Live Super Show coming up this week. And boy, I'm excited for this one. Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Let me show you these two matchups, okay? On one hand, you've got the Washington Redskins, the feature of the building the franchise this season, taking on the New Orleans Saints, who have been playing some of their best football I have ever seen. On the other side of the screen, another Super Show, an NFC South matchup, Panthers versus Bucks. In the Buccaneers, I think most people had them written off dead, and they have stormed back to 500. The Panthers, right now at the top of the division. What do you think of those two matchups coming up Friday night?
I wasn't listening. What were the teams? I heard the Redskins one. I'm sorry. I was on the Twitter. So we got the Washington Redskins taking on the New Orleans Saints. That's a good mid-tier game. I think that'll be a great competitive game. And what was the other game?
Panthers Bucks.
Panthers Bucks, another good mid-tier game. I think that's good. A lot. Hey, 3 from your division playing on Friday. That should be a good game. This is some competitive. That's a very competitive division. I like what I see. That's gonna be a nice Super Show. Both of those games could be really back and forth. I like what I see, and those are all winning records playing each other. Panthers got a winning record still, right? Okay.
I was gonna pause to see if I could figure out what is it. Winning records. Do they all have winning records? Yes, they do. Should be a great show again. 9 o'clock Eastern time, same time, right here, twitch.tv/NBL Network. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this Wednesday evening. We were going to get out of here, but we will see you again Friday night, 9 o'clock. Panthers versus Bucks. On the other side, it is the Redskins and the Saints. 3 NFC South teams in action right here, 9 o'clock Friday. For my co-host, Bomber, it is I am OSU once again. Thank you so much for tuning in to NBL Live Broadcast 255. We'll see you for Broadcast 256 on Friday night right here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, man, this is T.O., cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the NBL Network.